get you some more cues this morning because Goldman Sachs predicts a series of consecutive 25 basis point interest rate cuts by the US Federal Reserve from the upcoming meeting till June next year. The bank believes that this will bring the terminal rate to 3.25 to 3.5%. Additionally, Goldman Sachs also forecasts the European Central Bank to cut interest rates by 25 basis points at its upcoming meeting, followed by sequential cuts until reaching 2% in June 2025.
Okay, and let's shift focus. Talk about some earnings on Wall Street. Yesterday, Morgan Stanley shares soared after beating third quarter expectations. The bank saw strong growth across all divisions, including a rebound in investment banking and a boost in wealth management. CEO Ted Pick credited a constructive environment for the solid performance. The results reflect healthier markets and increased trading activity, helping the firm bounce back from a tough 2023.
Alright, moving on then, ASML's lowered forecast is sparking fears of a slowdown in semiconductor demand. However, analysts suggest that the drop is more about overcapacity at chip factories than a true dip in global demand. Meanwhile, all eyes will now be on semiconductor giant TSMC, which is also expected to report healthy financials led by demand from its AI products and Apple's iPhones.
Well, luxury players seem to be taking it on the chin after LVMH, which is Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy shares, sank 7% on an unexpected decline in the third quarter sales. Weak Chinese spending and a strong yen hurt sales this time around, and the luxury giant's fashion division saw its first sales drop since 2020. Other luxury groups declined, with Kering, Dior and Hermes losing up to 6%.
Moving on to some quick macro data from across the world, then US export prices dropped 0.7% in September, more than market expectations of a 0.4% decline. Non-agricultural export prices fell 0.9%, the largest decrease coming in since October 2023 due to lower industrial supplies as well as automotive prices.
Well, moving on, let's talk a little bit about the inflation in the UK because that has cooled significantly. Annual consumer price inflation was recorded at 1.7% in September, down from 2.2% recorded earlier in August. The figure is below the central bank's 2% target, and this is also UK's lowest inflation reading since April of 2021 and its lowest airfares and petrol prices, which triggered this decline in prices, and that would explain why the FTSE was up 1% yesterday.
Moving on then, Japan's exports fell 1.7% in September, unexpectedly dropping for the first time since November 2023. Weaker sales to China and the US led the decline. When you take a look at imports, though, rose 2.1%, but the trade balance shifted to a deficit, missing forecasts. This marks Japan's third straight month of a trade gap.
Well, let's shift focus to the big event in the US just around the corner. The crucial US elections is drawing to its final lap, and both the candidates are going all guns blazing to attract voters. In a Fox News interview, Vice President Harris defended the Biden administration's immigration policy, blaming Republicans for stalling reform. She deflected questions on Biden's mental fitness, emphasizing that Joe Biden is not on the ballot, Donald Trump is. Meanwhile, Trump at a town hall for women voters joked about being the father of IVF as he tried to gain support from women, where Harris leads in polls. Both candidates are ramping up efforts ahead of the November election, with Harris campaigning alongside Republicans in Pennsylvania.
There comes a time when your heart calls for you to arise. Plant your feet solid into the ground. Decide your own limits. And then break right through them. Become something more. It's my time to rise.
Hyundai Motor India Limited now proposes an initial public offering of its equity shares. The 100% book-built offer is being offered at a price band of Rs 1,865 to Rs 1,960 per equity share of face value of Rs 10 each. The anchor investor offer period opens and closes on Monday, October 14th, 2024. Offer opens on Tuesday, October 15th, 2024. Offer closes on Thursday, October 17th, 2024. For risk involved and other details, please refer to the red herring prospectus, which is available on the website of the company, SEBI, BRLMs and the stock exchanges.